welcome to Wingfoot Lake. We're out here at Wingfoot Lake State Park over by the Goodyear Airship base. Wingfoot One, the oldest of the Goodyear Zeppelin fleet that's flying right now, has been up doing rides most of the day, so I figured we'll come up here and do a live stream for you. Thank you all so much for being here. Hope you're enjoying your day. It is a warm and muggy Friday here on the east side of Akron over in Suffield, Ohio, the Wingfoot Lake Airship hangar. Sorry about the little bump there. This thing is basically turning right over my head, so I'm trying to stay zoomed back so you can kind of see it. But there's only a limit to how far back I can tilt the camera before the back of the tripod hits the legs. So I'll try to pull it back a little bit so you can see it. But hope you enjoyed the stream. Wingfoot One is the oldest of the current Goodyear airship fleet. This airship first flew in 2014. It was a partnership between the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company and Loose Ship Zeppelin, the modern-day Zeppelin company over in Germany. The Goodyear for almost 100 years has built and operated airships. The first one was the Pilgrim, which first flew in 1925. Of course, they built over 100 airships during World War II for submarine spotting and things like that. They built the two rigid airships over in Akron at the air dock, the Akron and Macon, the two 700-plus foot long airships that flew. Both unfortunately were involved in accidents. Over the years, Goodyear's used these airships for public relations, sporting events, all kinds of different things. So as far as blimps are concerned, there's only a handful flying in the world operated by different companies. Goodyear has 3 ships. This is Wingfoot One. Wingfoot 3, the ship that's based in California, is actually here. It is in for maintenance. And so it's expected to fly around the end of the month, so hopefully we see these 2 ships together before it flies back home to California. Wingfoot 2, the other airship, is based in Pompano Beach, Florida. Goodyear also leases a ship over in Europe, and I know that AirSigns has a couple airships that fly. The Dick's Sporting Goods blimp was just in town a couple of weeks ago, so you don't see these airships very much anymore. So hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I'm going to quit talking, let you guys enjoy the sights and sounds of the Goodyear blimp as it takes off and lands probably about every half hour today, typically how long these ride flights last. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button down below, comment down below. I'll try to get to your comments throughout the day. Share with all of your friends. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Nick Flies Media. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Thank you so much for being here. Do their best to stabilize this ship as the new batch of passengers
It gets on and off. They usually have to do like one at a time. At least on the older style airships. I'm not sure if they still have to load this one the same way or not, but in order to keep the weight right. Yeah, that looks basically how they're doing it, where one comes off and one goes on. Some bugs out here. They must think my ankles are tasty or something. Alright, looks like we're taking the ladder away and we should be going back up. So it's pretty neat how these airships work. We have two engines on the side. And you have the engine on the tail. You also have a set of rudder and elevators back on the fins. We'll keep an eye on the air traffic around the area going in the CAC. We'll also keep an eye on the wildlife. There's an eagle nest out here, so every now and then you'll see some bald eagles flying around. They're tilting the engines up in the front. And that is how it'll lift up. Typically on these flights, they kind of go up, they'll go out around Akron for a little bit, maybe all the way out to about Barberton, depending on the wind, and then they'll come back. Usually about a half-hour flight for all the lucky people who are getting to go up on the Goodyear Blimp today. We're out here at Wingfoot Lake. This is the headquarters for Goodyear Airship Operations, and the oldest airship base still operating in the world. About a 900-foot long hangar. So they can keep two of these airships inside the hangar. They also got their offices and workshops inside. And they do all the construction and maintenance and everything out here for them. We actually have two airships in town right now. Wingfoot 3, the newest of the Goodyear fleet, the airship that's based out in Carson, California, is here for its annual. So probably here in the next couple of weeks we'll see that one take off again. Maybe if we're lucky they'll fly both of them together before Wingfoot 3 heads back to California later on this summer. The third airship of the fleet, Wingfoot 2, is based in Pompano Beach, Florida. I don't know why why the tilt is so sticky on this tripod. Of course, Wingfoot 3 Wingfoot Lake is a state park now. Protected wildlife area. There's a lot of swampland. There's a huge lake over off in the distance. So you got a lot of insects and stuff like that fly around. I'm just trying to make sure nothing's freezing here. There we go. Sometimes you'll hear wildlife in the background. There's a farm just kind of across the street down the road, so you'll hear cows and stuff like that too. In between, we'll do our best to answer questions. My original plan today was to go to Washington Dulles to try to catch the rest of the NATO flights, but unfortunately, they all left last night, and there's a lot of weather in the area today, so I thought about going to Detroit. Air Force One's going to be there today. But it looks like we're going to have weather heading our way too, so I decided we'll stay home, get some work done around the house. Sounds like they're doing some flight training. They're going to do a simulated left engine out approach. Flying backwards a bit right now. How's everyone doing here today? We got Emhers here, we got Caden. Thank you to everyone who is here today. We are watching the Goodyear Blimp Wingfoot One give passenger rides out here at Wingfoot Lake here today. Just later we're going to see them load the ladder up, switch out the passengers, and then we'll go back up for another half-hour ride or something like that. Usually about a half hour here today. We don't have a lot of wind out here today. Sometimes you'll actually see it on a windier day, you'll see it swing around. Today they've been doing a pretty good job of keeping it in one spot. Looks like there is a new pilot getting on board. So just like they did last time, you'll probably see one person get off, one person get on. Got a group of people standing there next to it taking some pictures. And then after that, they will head out on another sightseeing trip. We do have the radio on in the background, so every once in a while you hear a call for 1 Alpha, which is the call sign for the airship, November 1 Alpha. Over here on the front, you'll see the crew chief giving some hand signals. Got a couple of ground crew members holding the ground lines in place. Just letting them know once everything's ready to go, once they get the ladder away from the ship, they'll give the signal and they will go back up into the air. They communicate largely through hand signals while they're on the ground. Of course, radios when they're in flight. As that the ladder is away from the ship, you'll see the front engine tilt here in a second as soon as they give signal, as soon as they get everyone away from it. And Wingfoot One will return to the sky here. Just keep your eye on the crew chief. He is the guy in the white shirt closest to the ship. You'll see him give some hand signals. You'll see that front engine that's directly above the gondola there. Gondola. Tilt and the airship will take back off. Okay, see the front engine is tilting. The rear engine will throttle up. And Wingfoot One will return to the skies here above Akron. I know it's kind of hard to tell in a video, but we're actually doing a vertical landing right now, turning a little bit. Losing altitude as we move. Landing more or less like a helicopter this time. Somebody must be close to a killdeer nest. I can hear them freaking out. Pretty how it spun around like that a couple of times, and now it is more or less got to land completely straight down. So they are kind of right over the ground crew there now. Take it right up to the ground crew. I have to turn this tripod around since the cable is wrapped up around it again. So they gotta put the stairs on it, and then just like they did last time, they usually load and unload one at a time. Keeping the engines running just to make sure they can try to keep it at one spot. They have to fly this airship all the time, even when it's on the ground. The wind is still moving it around. It's still possible that it'll go airborne. So the pilots have to keep it flying all the time. The ground crew will do their best to stabilize it. But it is pretty neat when you're getting on board, because even though they're doing their best to hold it in one place, it does move around a little bit. Kind of like getting on a boat. Looks like Air Force One is airborne now. We'll keep an eye on it and see if it passes our way on its way up to Detroit. Yep.
All that.
How about that for a takeoff right over us? On their way back out. They should be back here at about 3:30, 3:45. How cool is that? For it to basically take off over us or heading back out. Also appreciate that they took off and went that way because it allowed me to untangle my tripod. Doesn't take them very long to get airborne though, that is for sure. They'll be heading back out over downtown Akron, probably on the same route that they flew a little bit ago.
I have noticed in the last couple of minutes as the ship was flying away that the mast truck has been pulled out to the end of the ramp here. So it looks like this is going to be the last flight of the day. Once Wingfoot One lands, they'll put it on the truck. So looking forward to bringing that to you. There's some weather expected tonight into tomorrow, so I wouldn't be surprised if they put it back in the hangar, but they also could leave it outside if they have any flights they have planned for the weekend. So we'll have to kind of wait and see if they put it away or not. But so they're getting the truck ready to catch it when it comes back. Had a bird flying around here. I can't tell if it's a young eagle, maybe? Looks like it might be a young bald eagle. There's an eagle nest on the site here. You can hear them every now and then. But looks like it might be a young eagle flying around. Pretty cool. Wingfoot One over Mogador now, continuing its loop, probably about 10 minutes away from its final approach here at Wingfoot Lake. And looking off to my left, I can see that they're closing the doors to the hangar, which means that more than likely the ship will be sitting outside overnight. This hangar is the oldest continuing operating airship base in the world. It was built, I believe, in 1919. It's about 900 or so feet long. Just big enough for 2 Goodyear airships. These airships are about 246 feet long, if I'm not mistaken. So there's one in there right now, and it's pretty tight fit for 2 of them. I've been in there when there are 2 ships in the hangar. It's a pretty tight fit. The back of the hangar is used for office space and all the maintenance shops that Goodyear uses for parts and things like that. So it's a pretty tight fit when you're in there. It's really cool. If you ever get the chance to come out here, I hope you get a chance to do it and go check out the hangar. I know when I did an interview here last year that Goodyear was in the process of building a kind of like a little museum on the back side of the hangar. So hopefully they open that up to the public maybe next year, and you'll actually get a chance to go inside and see it. It's pretty neat. They got a lot of pictures and parts and things like that in there. That's pretty neat to check out.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and reset really quick.
Copy, exit swing around, past the parking lot, then look around.
So it looks like we are gonna moor it. So keep an eye on the line in the front. They're gonna hook it up to the mast truck and they're gonna pull it to the truck. It's really neat to see. It's all done kind of electronically. She should be hooked back up to the mast now. Shutting the engines down. It's so neat to watch them do that. It looks like they're gonna keep it outside all night. I got a jumping spider on my microphone. That's kind of creepy looking. Looks like they're gonna keep it outside tonight, so we'll see the passengers and crew get off, and then that'll be basically it. The spider on my microphone.
All right, they got the ship down on the mast. It's pretty neat to see how they use an electronic winch to pull it closer to the mast to lock it into place. The older style airships, all that was done manually, so it's pretty neat to see how they do it now with the newer style airships. They got all the passengers and crew off. Someone has to stay here overnight to be with the airship overnight. If it deals with any kind of weather condition changes or pressure changes or anything like that, someone will be with the ship all night just to make sure that it doesn't go too high and end up damaging itself coming back down. It does swing around the mast. It has a full 360 degree, no restriction ability to swing around that truck if there's any kind of wind changes or anything like that. So you'll see the ship moving around a little bit. Powered by 3 light combing engines. We got the 2 on the front just next to the gondola. You see one spinning there. There's also one on the tail that helps with directional control. The Airship also has elevator, kind of a rudder-vator assembly with elevators and rudders that work together to help maneuver the ship. So 246 feet long, over 200,000 cubic feet of helium used on the current Goodyear Zeppelin NT fleet. Of course, they don't have the night sign on it now. They usually take the night sign off when they're just doing kind of standard operations like today, because it does add weight. So you have to kind of balance that a little bit. So they only really fly the night sign if they're going to use it. It's not attached permanently to the envelope like it was on the older style GZ-20 and GZ-22 ships. In the background is Wingfoot Lake State Park. It used to be part of Goodyear. They made it a state park just a few years ago. There's a lot of neat games and fishing and things like that over there. It's a really nice park if you're ever out this way. I hope you go check it out. Everything is free. You might have to rent some stuff, but as far as getting into the park, everything is free. There's disc golf and all kinds of really neat things to do out there. And you get some great views of the airship base when the blimp is out flying around. Looks like they're going to bring out some ballast to use these. They used to be lead shot bags. I'm not sure if it's still lead shot at what they use now, but they got to try to make sure they keep the weight right for buoyancy as the passengers get off. They want to make sure they keep the ship at a certain weight so it doesn't start to kind of lift up. A couple of years ago, I guess it was last year, I had an interview out here for a position, and it still kills me to turn it down. If it ever opens up again, I hope to get another chance, but the schedule's pretty brutal. There's a lot of travel, there's a lot of overnights and things like that, but ever since I was a little kid, I've always been fascinated with coming out here. We used to come out here after church, come out here for a couple of hours, and then usually go get lunch and then head home. So I've always been fascinated with the blimp. I think we're pretty lucky to have it here. I'm a little surprised they're going to leave it outside. I thought with the chance of thunderstorms tonight that they might put it away, but if you're in the area and you want to get some long exposures at night, it should be sitting outside all night tonight. Just want to thank everyone for being here today. Hope you guys liked the live stream. I know it's something a little bit different. We'll go up to Cleveland or Columbus to do another live stream here at some point, probably in the next couple of days. But with the airship out flying around, I just wanted to kind of give you guys a view of something a little bit different today. Looking ahead, we got some special events coming up. We got some air shows coming up that I plan to go to. I know we should have some special aircraft coming into the area, so I hope to get those for you. So make sure, if you haven't done so already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss anything. Hit the notification bell if you want to do that. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your support. If you've been here for a long time, I really appreciate your long-term support. Really, it means the world to me. Thank you all so much. So the wind is pushing the ship around a little bit now. Just neat to see these up close. Very, very difficult to get a ride. You pretty much either have to know somebody, but even if you know somebody on the crew, it's probably unlikely that you're going to get a ride. If you're an executive with a company that has a contract with Goodyear, you might be able to get a ride that way. The best way really is to win raffles. So they'll put tickets up for like charity auctions and things like that. They'll donate them actually to local charities as a way for them to raise money. So in one of those contests, maybe you'll get a chance to win that ride and go take a ride. That's actually what happened to me. I was blessed to ride this with my grandfather when I was a kid. Back in 2002 with the old Spirited Goodyear, the GZ-20 that used to be based here, the older style airship. And one of my grandparents used to own a upholstery business, and they had a lot of clients. Some of them were pretty big names. It's pretty amazing some of the people that actually came through my grandparents' house. And one of them runs a screen printing business that does banners and signs and things like that for some major companies and sports teams, and pretty much all the big banners that you see in retail stores, they probably made them. And they they weren't able to get a ride through Goodyear. What actually happened was that one of them won a raffle at a Mennonite church, I believe it was, and they couldn't go. And they remembered that, how much I liked the blimp, and so they donated the ride to my grandfather and I. It was the only day that I missed in school from junior high all the way through high school, was to come out here and ride the blimp. But really blessed to be able to do that. I was probably 14 years old, maybe in that ballpark. But it really meant a lot to be able to do it with my grandfather, too, because my grandparents did so much for me growing up and drug me out here many times, so it was pretty cool to go do that. I would love to get another chance to ride on the blimp. But if you ever get the opportunity, if a ride ever comes up and you get the opportunity, try to make sure you jump on it, because it really is a very unique mode of transportation. I did a video, it's posted from last year, where I got to do a tour of the hangar, got to do a tour of Wingfoot One. So if you want to check that out, make sure you check that video out. You actually get to go inside of it. You can see what the gondola looks like. It looks a lot like a private jet. So you got seats on both sides. You got a restroom in the back, which is different than the older style airships. The older style airships literally had a tube. So if you had to go number one, you would just go through a tube. There are a couple of female pilots. I'm not really sure how they did it, but this airship actually has a bathroom on board. The bathroom has a window on board, which is kind of peaceful, I guess, if you're using it. But it's got a very modern looking flight deck and glass cockpit and things like that. So really, really cool to check it out. So hope you check out that video if you haven't done so. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up for the day. It looks like they're wrapping up their operations. They're going to let the airship sit outside all night. Hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment down below, share with all of your friends. Got some videos we're going to post. We're going to go to the Lorain County Discover Aviation event tomorrow, so I got a video for that. And we got a lot of other things coming up soon, so you don't want to miss those. But thank you all so much for being here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you have a great rest of the day, a great weekend. And we will see you next time. We're out here at Wingfoot Lake, Goodyear's Airship Operations. Have a great day, everybody.